Hello and welcome back. I'm Arumba. Thank you for joining me. Let's play some more Korea in EU4. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna spend some time doing tributaries. First off, Oirat just wants to like become one because he's scared of us. So that's cool. Let's say yes to that. Let's then go and look at this list. Establish tributary. And literally anyone that is less than negative 1,000 would be willing to accept if we just have a border with them. So we'll send our colonist here. Border these 3 derps, and even if it's not much development, it technically does increase our mandate growth, so sure. Chat said it would make them happy. It is optimal to do so. I just was lazy earlier. For reasons. Look, the coalition is falling apart. I'm surprised. It does take 200 days for the colonists to arrive. It'd be great if we had a second colonist available for this. Okay. We'll take all 3 techs with no penalty. It's a pretty good price. Current level tech. Does anyone doubt the value of innovative ideas? 200 points. This one's a little bit higher, 415, 355. Pretty good price. Banner Cav, sure, whatever. Placement of the name Korea bothers you. Yeah, it's really like off the map right now. We have 5 more state slots. North Jiangsu. Makes sense. Jiangsu? Okay, sure. Let's do that. Next up, we got North Ilanhala. Be awesome if this thing would just always go to the one that I want on the very first click. Sure, that one. Next up, Songhong. Nice. We definitely have to state Caobang. That's such a cool name. Jiangxi. And I think we have one more. Yungai. Yun. It's the Yungai hinterland. Alright, we should have cores that still need to be completed then, based on that stating. Good. Arumba, why do you need so many forts? The command for that very, very frequent question is exclamation why forts? Bum, 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 bum. At least it used to be. Oh, there we go. Okay, there's a timer on it. Settle down. Nightbot already answered the question. Stop saying it so many times, guys. You're gonna confuse Nightbot. Be nice to the poor robot. It's not just for the army tradition. We might want to update that command actually, because a big part of it is that it gives army tradition, yes, but it also... There's basically 3 reasons. 3 that I can think of just off the top of my head, maybe even more. Number 1 reason, easiest reason for people to understand, is high army tradition. If you have 1 fort per 50 development at a current level tech, then you can have 1 yearly army tradition. That, paired with battles and sieges, will trend you towards a pretty good amount of army tradition. Not enough to get like god tier generals, but this is about where we're at. 73 army tradition, and we have no other modifiers. Not really. We have noble officers from aristocratic ideas, but that's it. And we have innovativeness, and that's it. So, that's part. Better generals means you win battles, you win wars, everything's good. Yeah. Second reason for forts is because it controls the AI's behavior. If you have no exposed land that they can reach that's not protected by a zone of control, then they won't try to siege your land. They'll go after your vassals' forts, or they will hide from you. But if you have a single province exposed, see if we can find one that they can reach. Like, the AI would love to siege this province. Right here. If I'm fighting Ming, and he's not trying to hide from my army, he will go here, because there's no zone of control, He wants to occupy this because he knows that if he occupies it, it'll stay under his control. It won't get returned by an adjacent fort. So by building forts, even if they're just level 1, you can control where the AI will go. And that makes it much easier to predict where you should put your army. The third reason is Zone of Control protects against prosperity loss, either due to blockades, rebels, regular occupations, or whatever. Makes it so that, I guess you could even call it reason number 4, if you have rebels, which you will at some point, when you have a Zone of Control, whether they siege down this province that has the actual fort, or a province that's within the Zone of Control of the fort, one of the major effects of occupation for most rebel types is this. When the Ayutthayan separatists siege a province, they increase separatism by 10 years. When peasants occupy a province, they increase the autonomy of the province by like 10 or 20%. If you have a Zone of Control, those things don't happen. The Zone of Control from the fort protects that from happening. So, I would argue that just the army tradition alone is a good enough reason, but controlling the AI, protecting against on-siege effects, having prosperity, automatically removing devastation is another huge argument for fort Zone of Control. Like, there's a lot. There's a lot of reasons. Okay, where's our colonist? I want tributaries. Also, I want to murder you. 1610, March of 1610. 1 year to go. Okay, make the burghers gain influence. Seems fine. Elexrin just died, sadly. We will do this click soon to make them happy. We'll just do it now. This guy has a capital fort only because he doesn't subscribe to the Arumba Y forts concept. What a silly guy. We're now making outrageous amounts of gross to net income. We're making nearly half, and we're still spending 16 ducats a month in subsidies to our 2 colonial nations. We're also receiving gold periodically from our sunny turtle land. I disabled that alert because I don't care, usually. Every now and then we just get money from this guy. He must have some gold mines. He's found one. It's not been developed at all. I suppose we could develop it for him. I can't turn on the edict or anything. We're ahead of time on tech. I mean, sure. Why not? Don't forget to get your 6th level 3 trade center. Yes, that's another thing we need to spend our money on. Let's stockpile cash for a little bit and then we'll do that. Want to check to confirm they're both colonizing? Colonies and maintenance -4 is correct. Colonies and maintenance -4 is correct. Alright, let's cancel subsidies for now. Eventually they'll become strong enough that they'll just colonize without our subsidies, but I want my money. Hong Pai left the coalition. 1613. Do our war. Do I ever upgrade forts? Yes. I do upgrade forts in order to hit the fully maintained forts army tradition bonus after all Zone of Control has been established. So right now, like when we had a very small number of provinces, and then we hit level 14 military tech, we upgraded these forts to level 4. We've been expanding so quickly that we need to increase our Zone of Control coverage, so we're going with level 1 forts until that's been met, and then we'll start to upgrade the level 1 forts by doing this. We'll go Bastion, sort by cost to find the ones that can be upgraded. And once we know Zone of Control coverage is good, then we'll start upgrading. But even a level 1 fort does most of the things I mentioned. The only thing it doesn't do is the army tradition at full value. When is it time to invade India for that sweet opium? Only if we were planning on moving our trade capital. I do want to consider trying that vassalizing Vijayanagar idea. Alright, you don't want to be a tributary because we're not neighbors. Just kidding, we are. Hello. Hello. All of you become tributaries. Go. And because we're doing well economically, I think we'll keep paying for that colony rather than cancel it. We're going to bring the colonists back. We can't tributary colonial nations. Okay, who else wants to become a tributary now? Tyrona, Apache, Mongkaong, Oni, Blackfoot, Aries, Cusco. Muisca, Tsang, Ava. How about we go with, like, say, Siak, Pasai, Palam, Bang, Majapat, all them. That colony will take decades? Oh well. It's only going to cost 4 ducats a month for a few decades. It's really not a good idea. Fine. You're right. I mean, it's economically, it's going to take, what? 1,000 colony size divided by 80 per year. It's going to take 12.5 years times 4 ducats a month times 12 months in a year. It's a 600 development, or sorry, a 600 gold province. Yes, that's not worthwhile. Not without a colonist. But we did the math, so we now know for sure it's not justified. We have 1,000 ducats. Let's upgrade the thing in our capital first. For institution spread in the future. Also, I think we have the that weird state edict on still. Not resistance to reformation, please. Trade power. Let's do... maybe we can get a half price guy, possibly? At least a 3/4 price discounted guy? Yeah, I'm gonna go for a half price guy. I don't care about the grain that much anymore. Now that we're above 200 force limit for the next stage, it's fine. If we weren't above 200, I would be avoiding giving them that land. They're above 80% influence, so we can get a 50% discounted advisor. Let's go with the theologian, so that we can conquer land for Ming. Not care. That is him there. Is it? You better not have given me a non-promotable guy. I think it did. Well, I guess we could just run a half-price guy at level 3 instead of level 5. We don't really need the meritocracy, and we don't really care as much about admin points at the moment, since we're so far ahead of time. Okay. Colonist arrived yet? No. You, a level 3 advisor. I know, right? He's gross. He's wrong. This guy would not accept because distance between borders minus 185. But if we had a thing there, he'd be at -1. So I guess we can improve with him for a few months. You do need to directly border people. You can't just border them like on the sea tile. So we gotta retract and then send here in order to get these two. This guy's at -0 just after 1 monthly recovery tick. Accept his culture to promote to 5. We could. We actually have 7 culture slots now, and we do have monarch points, so sure. Culture is Gan. There's not a lot of Gan culture. Wow. A small culture group. It's probably not really worth it. Is it? How old is he? 32? I mean, we could have him for like 2 decades. 2 monarch points, 2 admin points a month. Take like 48 months to make up the cost we spent in Diplo points. I think we just ignore it and sink money into more manufactories and stuff right now. It'd be awesome if Chinese was our primary culture, because then, you know, we could just promote all of them. Who shall lead? I need a leader. We have an army that's not drilling. I care more about the Diplo points than admin points right now. Like I said, we want Diplo Dev. Angel of Ice, I choose you. 2542, great. Pretty great. Pretty great, pretty great. Let's get another port upgraded. We'll go with one of the 5 province coastals. That's a good one. Upgrade Hangzhou to 3. We're making 240 net a month. Beautiful. Are you ready to become a tributary yet? Cool. Sunny Turtle Land. Siege focus. Embargo rivals. Everyone's currently set to money. Majpat is actually large enough that we could demand monarch points from him. I suppose for now we'll demand admin points. It's either we take 12.5% of his, I think it's his total income, it's not just his tax. So you take 21.08 times 12 times 0.125. I believe that's the calculation for monthly annual tribute. Yeah, 31 ducats. So 12.5% of his total annual income, or we could have 4 admin points. So 7.5 gold per admin point. Let's take it to an extreme. If we had a button we could click where we were spending 750 gold to buy 100 admin points, would we click it? And if so, how many times would we click it? Honestly, I would be building buildings rather than taking monarch points. Buildings are more impactful to us right now than excess admin points sunk into development. I would click it while we were taking like an administrative ID group, or if we were behind on admin points, but we're not behind on admin points, so I would not do it. So I would rather just have the tax in that case. Means we can cancel this colony. Bum 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 bum. Our truce with Ashikaga has expired. Okay, let's go murder Ashikaga. Well, actually, we're kind of low on admin points, so maybe for right this second we do want admin points so we can core more of Ashikaga's land. I just kind of need you to give me literally everything you own. That's something you would agree to? Our best leader for this war is, honestly, it's Zerpio. We don't care about the shock value, it's just about siege. He'll win this fight, no problem, I think. Especially if this dummy's gonna leave his high ground. Let's just do it like this. I want you to go there. And actually, that is not the right location for this guy to be going. He should be going to the capital, which is over there. Yeah, it's just a level 1 fort. Our merchants have been slandered by the Ottomans, so because he is our rival, he's been spying on us, and whenever he gets excess monarch points, or excess siege... I can't say words. Whenever he builds up excess spy network, he'll do interactions with us because he's our rival. So if we have nothing to use our diplomats on, we will counter-espionage our rivals for now. Or rather, the people that have rivaled us. Because they're annoying, and I don't want them to do that. It'll help to offset it, at least. Silly Ashikaga. Oh my gosh. The Japanese people are such pushovers. It's like they don't even try to defend their homeland. Jeez. Well, I should probably murder all of his navy for good measure, just so that he knows who's boss. This is a good time for some development since we got the nobles, sorry, the burghers loyal. And we don't need these diplo points for really anything at this point. We also don't need our military points for anything, so let's just spend them all. We now recover 2,250 something manpower per month. Obviously, we keep the admin points for coring. Let's take things that are part of existing states first. That's this whole coastline. He's small enough that it's a 2-byte war, no matter what we do. So it doesn't matter if we pay for the capital, but if I had to choose, I wouldn't take this, except that it's already part of an existing state, so I will. I guess we're leaving him with 2 provinces. Goodbye. I forgot to kill his navy. Crap. Oh well. In which situation is culture conversion worth it? If and only if you are trying to do a one faith, one culture world conquest. Or, situationally, when you're playing in multiplayer, culture conversion can make it so that other people can't keep their cores on your land. That can be kind of good sometimes. I need enough money to get that one upgraded. I think that's our 6th port. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... I guess, yeah, that'll make 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That'll make 6, okay. Well then, I'm gonna take a short break here already. Time flies when you're murdering the Japanese. But we'll be back in the next episode. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you again in the next one. See you soon.